¿Y ahora está en modo vídeo?
Sí, si quieres hacerle zoom y eso, ahí ya
Bueno, no pasaremos eso. Okay.
Okay. So as I was saying before, so for the ones that don't know me, my name is Jorge Diaz. I've been doing Ruby since 2007, thanks to a friend who showed me that it's not all about Java, no? And I use Emacs, so we can have a discussion about that another day. And this is my blog, and sometimes you can find me on GitHub and follow me on Twitter if you want. So when we are talking about Bash, so the first thing is where to start, no? How do I know more about Bash? So the answer is easy, man Bash. It usually applies not just for Bash, but for many things in Unix. Usually the best source is not the tutorials that you can find on the internet and this kind of stuff. You just go to the man pages, and usually you will find a lot of the important stuff there. So to start with Bash, I want to focus on two parts. The first part is about moving and working on the Bash on the icon every day. So the first thing is like how to move efficiently on Bash. And these two commands, Ctrl-A and Ctrl-E, you don't have to memorize them. I will provide you with a cheat sheet at the end, and I will also do a demo so you can know about it. So Ctrl-A and Ctrl-E move respectively to the beginning and to the end of a line. And they work everywhere in OS X. So if you are on the browser bar, on an input box, everywhere, they just work. Then we have these commands for moving between the words. Ctrl-V and Ctrl-F is for backwards and forwards. Then you move one character back, one character forward, and the Alt-V and Alt-F, they are for moving with words. So you will move one complete word backward and one complete word forward. Then we have commands that are going to be for copying, or more exactly, it's cutting. In Unix, they usually call it killing the text. So Ctrl-K will delete everything from the position you're currently in to the end of the line. And Ctrl-U will do the opposite, from the point you are to the beginning of the line. Alt-D will delete the following word, Ctrl-W the previous word, and X backspace will also delete the previous word. So now that you have this text that you just killed, then it's time for yanking. That's what the Y stands for, and it's pasting. So whatever text that you've used one of the previous commands, you can always paste it back into the command line.
Jorge, you have to stop.
Okay, so other commands that are usually very interesting. Ctrl-L allows you to clear. It's the same as if you type clear on the command line, and it will put the delete, scroll it down and put the prompt at the top and nothing else on there. Ctrl-X, Ctrl-U is the same as Ctrl_. It will undo the changes that you make to a command. So if you start writing a command and you make a mistake, you can always undo. Alt-R will undo every change that you make to a line. So you start making changes to a command to try something out, and then you figure out you are completely wrong. Alt-R will delete everything. And control bracket will take you to the occurrence of a character in the command line. So you type control closing bracket, and then you type any character, and it will take you to the next occurrence of this character on the command line. Now we have something that I call transformations, and these are operations that allow us to modify easily the text on the command line. Alt-U will allow us to upcase a word completely. So type something, it has to be upcased, and Alt-U will upcase it. C for capitalize and L for lowercase. So they're very easy to remember. Now we have also transliteration. So sometimes when you make a mistake and you invert two letters, so Ctrl-T will invert the current letter with the previous one, and Alt-T will do the same but for words. So usually these commands is usually the one with the control, then the operation on the word is usually the same but with an alt. Another important part when you're working on the command line a lot is not your history. So whatever you've done before. So I think for me the most important one is Control R. This allows you to search backwards on the history. So you type Control R and you start typing something, and then it will get you the latest command that you've written that matches. If you type again, it will cycle to the one before, to the one before, to the one before, you can do that. Control P is like hitting the up arrow, but you don't have to hit your home position. And Control N is like hitting the down arrow. So you can do Control P, Control P, Control N, and you can go backwards and forwards through the history. Now another command that is very important and very useful is escape dot. Escape dot will give you the latest argument of the latest command that you executed. And it can also be used iteratively. So you can do it once, give you the last one, do it again, the one before that, do it again, and so on and so forth. Exclamation mark dollar gives you the same, but only the last one, and it can be very useful if you're doing something with scripting. So you can just use it as a variable, and Bash will expand it to that. Exclamation mark is also very useful because it is the last command that you've executed on the command, not on the prompt. Then you also have, if you type the command history, it will give you a list of all the commands, and they usually come with a number on the left side. So you can type exclamation mark and then the number, and then it will execute that command that you have in the history. And exclamation mark with a key will execute the last command that begins with that key. There is also another version that will do any command that matches that, but it's very complicated, and I don't think it's so common that you're going to be needing. Okay? So for the ones that have seen it, most of these commands come from Emacs, and they will sound very familiar. There is also this VI mode. I'm sorry, I don't know how it works. It's possible that you can use it. So if you do set -O VI on your bash RC, you can change it so most of these key combinations are similar to Vim. Which ones they are, I don't know. You will have to find out by your own, okay? So now I will do a small demo, and I will show you that these commands can be usually very helpful in your work. So one of the, like escape dot is usually very helpful. How does it very helpful? Okay, I will show you. So we create a directory, and what would be the normal? You go and do this, right? But actually you don't. Okay, so you do escape dot. Oh, just give me a second because I have this very cool application, so you can actually see what I'm typing. Okay. You can see it, right? It's okay. So, for instance, okay, so I made a mistake. I delete the whole text. And then it's very easy to have access to it. If I type it again. And so as you can see, you can cycle through it. I think it's behind. Can you see it there?
Yeah.
So as you can see, if I keep typing, it is my friend, the full mode.
No, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. Okay. Anyways, so as you saw before, I did Control K and copied something. Now I do Control Y, and then I can always paste it again. These are usually very useful. Control A, you go to the beginning. Control E, you go to the end. As I said, in Mac, they work everywhere. So this one is usually very useful. Now that we are saying, okay, do something, you can delete a word completely, you can move backwards, You can move forward on the word. You can do Control U will give you something previous. So the more that you get to use them, and like you don't have to learn them all at once, but you try them more and more, they usually are very helpful. Control R is one of the ones that I find like indispensable. So like I'm gonna start checking your commands. You can see I can iterate over my history. Also, another one that is usually very helpful is this, no? You say, yeah, etc, something, right? And then you open it, yeah, and you say, oh, I cannot save because I need to do with sudo, right? And you say, okay, close it. Then you can do something like this. Yeah? So that's what it's that's what it's usually good for. Okay? If you can do also, like if you have in your history and you say, oh, I knew I typed this command at some point, but you don't remember exactly, you can go through your history and you're gonna say, oh, I want to do command 345, yeah? I didn't remember that one, it's on the list, okay? And it executes. So usually this comes very handy, like when you're been working for a lot of time, like they warm up. So usually, oh, I executed this before, and they're usually very helpful. Control P, Control N. So these are like some stuff that will help you, like not lose your focus of what you're doing some tasks. And then the more you practice, then they just become something natural. I will say that I don't use all the ones that I mentioned before, but sometimes they just come and say, oh, I could just do this. Like, oh, you do a mistake like, and then you could transliterate it. It's usually not that useful. I found that it's usually not that useful to transliterate characters, but sometimes you're writing a command and you invert the order of the arguments, and then it's very easy. Use the RT, and then they will change. Okay? So now for the second part. So now this is another thing that I usually like very much is programmable completion. That's how it appears on the manual page, or like most normal people say, auto-completion, right? And why is this? Because I'm very lazy and I usually don't like to type very much. So the first thing, again, it's all like the full explanation of all this is in the man page. But we have some important variables that our auto-completion functions or commands are going to be receiving. The first one is the comply. It just means the current command that you're typing, it passes that to the function so you can know what's currently on the line. Comwords is the same as completion line but separated in an array. Comc word gives you like the index of the current word inside the other array. And the com point will give you the exact position of the character you're typing in the command. So you are at the character number 17, or number 15, right? So how does the magic work? Okay, so we have this thing, it's called the complete command, and you usually set it up in your bash RC. And for instance, the first example is you give the complete with the following function to it can be another function or a command that you have in your path or something. And then the second case is also interesting because you can say, okay, let's do the auto-completion but using another command. Yeah, so it doesn't have to be bash functions that you write, it can also be other written in other languages, which I'm going to show you after. So this is a simple example of like how I use auto-completion. So normally I have like lots of projects that I've been cloning and playing around for my day-to-day. But everything I do, for work, I keep it on the sync folder. And here at sync we have lots of projects. So for the Perl, for Rails, and several stuff. So I keep it all there. So I like it when I'm in any place of the prompt. I like to be able to go easily there without having to type the whole path to the project. So the first thing I did is this function. It's called cx, no? So what it does, cx, and then whatever I pass as the first argument, it will take me to that directory. If I don't put anything, then it will take me to that. And then it was all good, and I liked it, yes? But then I was tired of always trying to remember the exact name of the project I'm trying to use. So it comes the auto-completion function. And if you see here, the first thing that I was saying is like, okay, give me my current word. As I said before, this is an array of all the words currently of the command, and this is the index. So whatever I have there is my current word. And then I say, okay, so give me all the subdirectories that I have there. It's a small function that goes to that directory and gives me a list of all subdirectories that I have in the path. And then this is also another command that is called comgen. And to comgen you pass a word list and you pass it like a space separated list of words, and it will automatically generate something that the auto-completion can use. And then I set it on comp reply. Comp reply is a function that is used as, so you give all the possible options that you can have, no? And this is like, whoop.
He secretly dreams of being the sound.
Again.
So that's the easiest way of writing auto-completion function. You just write something in bash that helps you out. In that case, this example is very simple. You just need a list of directories. They can be as complex as you want. If you want to see one that is very complex, you can go look for like the auto-completion of Git. It is very complex. It does like many tricks, and if you're trying to write your own functions, you can usually learn a lot from there.
That leading underscore is convention or is it?
Yes, this is a convention. Usually it's like for this function, the auto-completion function will be with underscore. It's not mandatory, you can put whatever you want, but like if you see any example that is written properly, they will also do it like this. Okay, and now something interesting, right? Because we like Ruby, and we love Ruby, and they say, okay, so how can I write auto-completion for bash in Ruby? Yes, you can. And why is that cool? Because with Ruby, then what you can do is test it. So, and you can also gather some inside knowledge. For instance, one of the command line applications that we have here at Sing is a Thor application. So I have a script, and using Thor, I can do introspection on it and generate automatically the list of options to complete without having to do it manually. So it becomes very interesting. As it becomes very complex in all the possibilities, then you can also write your tests and do it test-driven if you want, and ensure that your auto-completion is going to work. One of the limitations that you have when you are doing it, at least with Ruby, I don't know if this applies for, if this is something, or a limitation of Ruby, how it interacts with the environment, or if it applies to other languages. I haven't tried to write auto-completion in other languages. Is that you don't receive all the previous environment variables, you just receive the comp line. Okay? And so the first thing that we do is like, okay, this will be my auto-completion command. So I can say complete with the name of this binary. The thing I do is, okay, so I take this Ruby class, and then I pass the completion line. And then in the completion line, I usually like initialize it. It might be interesting to keep like the whole line, or just split it by words. I would recommend that you keep the whole line, because sometimes it can be interesting. And then we can do something like, okay, so if my auto-completion has one word, then I return 1 or 2. If it's bigger than 2, then I say, okay, return all the ones. Almost.
And shortcut.
Okay. So,
Click again.
yeah,
again and again.
Oh, it's searching.
But you will be faster.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Again. That's it. Uh-huh. Just like that.
Okay. So it's a very easy way that you can do it yourself and you can do it in your. If you want, I can show you a more complex example, or I can post it afterwards if it's not that interesting right now. That's it. So there's no excuse to be typing a lot. Be lazy and try to save all those typing strokes for something more useful. I have to say that I suffer sometimes from wrist pain, so I don't know if this is a good advice that I'm giving you, but you can try and you can tell me your mistakes. So if you have any questions, and if not, we can proceed with the...
You have examples? Some examples of auto-completion?
Yeah, I can show you, like the one that I was mentioning before. It's for the sync command. And what I'm doing here is the code for implementing it at very important. But if you see, with the Thor already knows like about tasks that I can do or about subcommands. And doing a little bit of introspection in my Ruby program, what I can win is things like this. I can have all the options, or I can do sync is one, so it has a lot of options, so it's very nice. And the good thing is that I've written the auto-completion once, and now as I add more commands and more options, I don't have to write it again, because it's inspecting the program itself to know, okay, so which options do they have, what commands and subcommands you can have, tasks. So if you're writing a gem and you are providing with a command line application, it would be very nice addition that you can write some auto-completion that can help your user find all the possibilities that how you have so much. So, hope you enjoy it, and we can welcome the next speaker, no?
Okay.
Thanks.
Jorge,
Yeah.
there's one. God, the chips. One nice thing when you like try to do something in Bash, something longer, like a while loop or something, and then you see that the line is long and long and long, and you actually want to edit it and make a script out of it. You can do FC, and it goes with the last command that you run to the editor that you have connected, and you can edit it there and save to some file.
How is it again?
Like you put FC.
Takes a long time to load, man.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
This is probably the last command that you run or something. And if it's a really long command that you do some kind of scripting in Bash inline, then you can move it, you know, put it in place like some indentation and save it to a file, and you have a script. Like a lot of things in Bash.
Ah, okay. And you can edit it, and then when you exit the editor,
Patrick showed me that today.
it executes the command. So another new trick thanks to Pool.
May I add another tip? I mean,
Yeah.
Bash comes with a predefined history for, I think it's 1,000 lines. With the nowadays memory of computers, you should put it to 100,000 lines or 1 million lines, so that your history remembers what you did last year. I mean, I use lots of times the Control R things, and I use it every day, and that's one of the first things that I do whenever I have to configure some servers or whatever. History is 1 million lines.
And usually it's, you can set it up so you can share the history between different tabs. So if you're typing in one tab and then you close it, it goes immediately to the history and it's not lost. Because sometimes you get like the history of one tab and it's not the same in the history of the other tab.
I think the default in OS X is like each tab is a separate history, right?
Yeah. So there is an option for Bash that you can configure it and make them all share the history, which is also, because you are not going to remember in which tab you executed which
Oh,
command.
I
Right?
know. I have this problem with Control R.
Yeah.
like imagine you're doing something and then you think, oh, like yesterday I did something longer, some per script to change all the files, and I want to find it, so I do Control R, I type per, and I do escape, I change a bit the command, I press enter, and then when I go with the up button, right, like what I did just a minute ago, I'm being moved with the history to the last day. And this is, this is something I really don't like in the bash behavior. Do you know how to move yourself to the beginning to actually do the day that you work?
No, I don't think so.
What you say now is like send a pull request.
Yeah, maybe. No, I really don't know.
Fuck you.
Send yourself a pull request.
And I will post I made a cheat sheet with all these commands, and I will also add the one for Cuba and maybe something else. So I will share it and send it to the mailing list so you can all have it. And what I would recommend is like Julia does, and is you print it or you put it on a big post-it, and you don't try to learn them all in one day, but at least like, okay, I'm going to try to learn 4 or 5 days. And then you try them and do them and do them and do them, and sometime, at some point they will just become something natural, and you don't have to even think, oh, is this for going back or forth? Just do it, and then print some
And you
more.
can start using Emacs at that point, right? You are trying to convert people to Emacs.
You can use Emacs if you want, or if not, you are losing it. So.
Sorry, I didn't get your tip for converting a very long instruction to a script. Can you repeat it again?
Yeah, like you have a, you simply start with, for example, git log.
Yeah.
Let's say, and then you see, oh, from this log I would like to see only this thing.